Last class we discussed about basic engine components, the working principle of each component like cylinder bore, liner, piston rings, head, valves, bolts, uh, camshaft, crankshaft, rocker arm, push rods, flywheel, spark plug, injector, all components we discussed. So we know the basic cycle. Now actual process, actual cycle contains total we discuss already discussed five process. One is combustion, not suction. Second one is compression. Third one is combustion. Fourth one is power. Fifth one is exhaust. For completion of this five process, how many rotation of crankshaft is required? How many motions of piston is required? Piston one motion TDC to BDC, top dead center to bottom dead center, or bottom dead center to top dead center piston movement is called one stroke. One stroke crankshaft will rotate 180 degrees rotation. For the second stroke, again piston is moving, suppose piston is moving TDC to BDC. I will show the diagram itself, then it is easy for understanding. You see, piston is moving from TDC to BDC, that is called one stroke. For that rotation, crankshaft will rotate half the rotation, means 180 degrees rotation. Again, piston is moving BDC to TDC or TDC to BDC, again one more rotation. So, one crank rotation, it is completing two stroke. Two stroke means two piston movement. So, whatever the five operations is there, for completion, if I completed five operations, then only my cycle is completed. Otherwise, cycle is not completed. Now, I want to complete that five operations. How much time it will take? How many rotations of crankshaft? How many movements of piston is required? Piston one stroke means 180 degrees rotation of crankshaft. Suppose for piston 4 times movement, it will complete these five operations. Then it is called 4-stroke engine. In 4-stroke engine means 4 times piston is moving from BDC to TDC or TDC to BDC. 4 times. If 4 times it is rotating means crankshaft how many times it is rotating? One time piston movement is equal to crankshaft 180 degrees rotation. 4 times means 720 degrees rotation. Means in 4-stroke engine for completion of one cycle or for production of one power stroke, it is consuming, it is rotating 2 revolutions. So completing of 2 revolution of crankshaft, then only we are completing these five operations. What are the five operations? Intake, compression, combustion, expansion and exhaust. These are the five process. Five process, if I am capable to complete in 2 stroke or 1 revolution of the crankshaft, then it is called 2-stroke engine. If it is taking 4 strokes, stroke I already mentioned, movement of piston from TDC to BDC or BDC to TDC, then it is called 4 strokes it is taking or 2 revolution of crankshaft it is taking, then it is called 4-stroke engine. With the 2 stroke or a single revolution of the crankshaft, if the 5 processes are completing, then it is called 2-stroke engine. So, difference, what is 4-stroke engine, what is 2-stroke engine? CA engines I already mentioned, combustion ignition engines are two types. IC engines are two types. First engine spark ignition engine, second engine compression ignition engines. So internal combustions are two types, spark ignition and compression ignition. Okay. In the spark ignition engine, again 4-stroke engine is there, 2-stroke engine is there. Compression ignition engine, again 4-stroke engine is there, 2-stroke engine is there. This is a common. So 4-stroke or 2-stroke means nothing is different. 5 processes are same. Suction, compression, combustion, power, exhaust. These 5 strokes are common, 5 processes are common. These 5 processes you are capable to complete in 2 strokes, 2 movement of the piston between the dead center. Then it is called 2-stroke engine, or with 1 revolution of the crankshaft you are completing, it is called 2-stroke engine. Or you are taking 4 strokes, 4 movements of the piston between TDC and BDC, or 2 revolutions of the crankshaft it is completing, then it is called 4-stroke. Okay. So today's class we will discuss spark ignition engines, how the 4-stroke spark ignition engine is working, how the 2-stroke spark ignition engine is working. We will discuss this too, and what are the differences between the 4-stroke spark ignition engine and 2-stroke spark ignition. This part we will discuss today's lecture. Okay. So first we will discuss about 4-stroke spark ignition engine. In 4-stroke spark ignition engine, whatever the 5 operations are there, we want to complete that 5 operations in 4 movements of the piston. You can see whenever in an end examination they are asking question, means you have to visualize the 4-stroke conditions, piston movements you have to visualize in PV diagram or TS diagram, or and the strokes structure also. This is the cylinder, this is head, inlet port, exhaust port. This is spark ignition engine, so spark plug, and this is the piston, and piston is connected to the crankshaft by connecting rod. So the piston one movement from TDC to BDC, 50% rotation means 180 degrees rotation of the crankshaft will take place. So first stroke we will discuss one by one. A write-up I already provided in the material itself. Don't worry about the explanation. First listen the explanation. First stroke, intake. In the intake stroke, while crankshaft is rotating, piston start moving from TDC to BDC. By the crankshaft directly connected to the crankshaft, camshaft, by the camshaft rotation automatically the valve will open while piston start moving from TDC to BDC. Inlet valve will open. Due to the suction created inside the cylinder while movement of the piston from TDC to BDC, it will create vacuum pressures. In carburetor, air fuel mixture, stoichiometric air fuel mixture we are prepared in the carburetor. Their ambient pressures are maintained. Once suction stroke initiated while inlet valve is open, and through the inlet port air fuel mixture will enter into the cylinder. If both pressures are same, it will not enter. So by the suction it is creating negative pressures by the movement of the piston TDC. Best example is syringe in doctors' hospitals. How they are sucking the liquid means, just they are pouring the syringe and they are start sucking, then automatically due to creation of the vacuum, entire liquid will enter into the syringe. Same means the ambient pressure is 1.01 bar, like that. Here the pressures will generate 0.95 bar, 0.98 bar, 0.97 bar. Due to the pressure difference, suction of the air fuel mixture prepared inside the cylinder, inside the carburetor, will enter into the cylinder while piston is moving from TDC to top dead center to bottom dead. At the end, inside the cylinder, pressure also reach to nearer to ambient pressure after suction of the air fuel mixture. Inside the cylinder also, it will reach after at the end of the BDC, it will reach the ambient pressure. Once piston is reached ambient, the suction is completed. After suction, what is happen? The inlet valve is closed. So inlet valve closed the inlet port. Then again piston start moving from bottom dead center to top dead center. This is the second stroke. The first stroke, what it has happened? In the 4-stroke engine, first stroke it is taking only intake, nothing else. Only intake of the fuel is happen. Next, second stroke, while piston is moving from bottom dead center to top dead center. While piston is moving from bottom dead center to top dead center, it is compression of the air fuel mixture is taking place. Second stroke, adiabatic compression. 1 to 2, adiabatic compression. At that time both valves are closed, spark plug is not working, only both valves are closed. Whatever the air fuel mixture sucked inside the cylinder in the intake stroke, it is compressed while piston is moving from bottom dead center to top dead center. Once it is reached top dead center, only some volume is left. That volume is called clearance volume. The volume between head and piston crown, cylinder head and piston crown, in between whatever the volume is left, that volume is called clearance volume. So in clearance volume, entire compressed air and fuel mixture is available inside cylinder. This is the second stroke. Coming to the third stroke. In third stroke, once piston is moved to TDC condition, spark will give spark plug will give spark. How they are giving? High voltage electrical energy jump between electrode and ground. In between the gap it will jump. At the time of jump it will create the spark. Because of spark, flame front origin will create, then flame front will come, entire combustion of the air fuel mixture will take place. So when piston at TDC condition, combustion will complete. Combustion will initiate and complete. At the end of the combustion, piston start moving from TDC to BDC. You see, the ignition we given spark at constant volume, means this clearance volume we are not changing. At a constant volume we given spark, automatically pressure rise is taking place. After reaching peak pressure, a piston start moving from TDC to BDC. This is only the power stroke. Because of high pressure, high temperature combusted fuel, it is creating pressure on piston. It is producing power stroke. Adiabatic expansion is taking place. Third one, in third stroke, third piston movement from TDC to BDC, we are completing ignition. Next, expansion. So here combustion and power stroke combinedly will take place at the time of this expansion stroke or power stroke. So combustion, while piston is reaching TDC, both valves are closed condition only. At that time spark plug is giving spark. Because of spark, origin created, flame front created, and combustion is initiated and completed. At the end of combustion, it will reach the peak pressures. After reaching peak pressures, piston is moving TDC to BDC to producing work. Adiabatic expansion or power stroke is taking place. So entire 4 strokes, only this one only the power stroke. Remaining all power consumption strokes. This is only the power producing stroke. Then after, once piston is moved to BDC condition, the power stroke is completed. Then exhaust valve will open. Then exhaust valve is open. Once exhaust valve is open, exhaust gas having the higher temperature, higher pressure than ambient, automatically majority of the exhaust gas escape through the exhaust port. Why? Because exhaust valve is opened. Majority of the exhaust gas, remaining exhaust gas is we are scavenging by movement of piston from BDC to TDC. So remaining accumulated exhaust gas we are throwing by scavenging operation of piston is moving from BDC to TDC. Entire exhaust gas is thrown out. Why? Again we will start fresh intake. Then exhaust valve is closed, fresh inlet valve is open. Okay. Again cycle will start. So 5 operation in 4 stroke we are completing, or 2 revolution of the crankshaft we are completing. Then only it is called 4 stroke SI engine, spark ignition engine. Here you see, here exhaust valve is closing up to end of the TDC. Inlet valve will not open theoretically, but practically before reaching TDC itself, inlet valve start opening. At that time, whatever the fresh charge is there, that fresh charge somewhat the chances of escaping through the exhaust somewhat, like that spark also. Here theoretically what we assume, after reaching TDC condition, top dead center condition, then only spark will come. Then complete combustion at the TDC condition will not possible. Why? Because we give a spark, it will take time to complete combustion. So we are giving spark maybe 20 degrees, 15 degrees, 30 degrees before TDC. After only we will get the complete combustion. So actual wall time diagram we will discuss in next class after completing this one. So walls spark plug exactly will not open at TDC condition, exactly will not close at BDC condition. Okay. So this is the 4 strokes. The first stroke intake, piston is moving from TDC to BDC, inlet valve is open because of creation of vacuum, automatically suction will take place. There is no pump we are using for suction. Second one, compression, both valves are closed. We are compressing the air fuel mixture to the clearance volume. Then third one, we are giving spark. At that time also both valves is closed, combustion will complete. After complete combustion reaching peak pressure and temperature, a piston is moving from TDC to BDC. This is only the power stroke. Next, fourth one, for removal of all exhaust gas from the cylinder. Why? Because we want to intake fresh charge. The exhaust valve will open because of high pressures inside the cylinder. Then ambient, automatically exhaust gas, majority of the exhaust gas will escape from the cylinder. Remain accumulated exhaust gas will thrown by piston moving from BDC to TDC. This is the PV diagram and TS diagram. So what are the main advantages and drawbacks? You can comparison I can do. What are the main advantages and drawbacks? You can see here it is taking 4 strokes. Means 2 revolution of the crankshaft. It is producing 1 power stroke. So flywheel, size of flywheel is required, more size. Why? Because 3 rotations of the 3 movements of the piston, we want to supply the energy. So storage of energy is required. So in 4 stroke means somewhat vibration of the engine also will come into the picture. 2 revolution 1 power. In each revolution power is coming means smooth operation of the engine will take place. But it is taking 2 revolution 1 power stroke. So that smooth operation will not occur. But for complete combustion will take place here. Complete combustion will take place in this, but in this system also more auxiliary units is there. Camshaft is there, inlet valve, exhaust valve, rocker arm, push rods, so many connections are there, 4 stroke. You see, so many connections are there, valves are there, spark plug, ports are covered, and so these are the brief idea about 4 stroke spark ignition engine. You can see the write-up. In 1876, Nicholas Otto is developed. Suction, compression, combustion, expansion and exhaust. Suction and intake stroke, how the inlet valve is open, exhaust valve is closed, the piston is moving from top dead center. It is creating vacuum, but typically average value might be 0.12 bar below the atmosphere. 1 bar means 0.9, 0.85 like that. Pressure it is creating. Because of that, the suction will take. At the end of suction, it will reach the ambient condition. Next, compression. Here, compression ratios. After compression, generally we are raising the pressure 8 to 14 bar. Next, combustion. At the end of combustion, we will reach the 200 degrees centigrade. Next, power stroke or expansion. The power expansion, both inlet and exhaust valves open, piston is moving to this. In exhaust stroke, as the power stroke remains closed, most of the burnt gas will escape by the existing pressure energy of the gas, but remaining piston will push that the spended gases out for the cylinder through the exhaust valves and ports to the atmosphere. So this is the brief explanation, and these are the advantages and disadvantages. So coming to the two-stroke spark ignition engine. So four-stroke we discussed nothing but four movement of the piston or two revolution of the crankshaft is taking place for completion of suction, compression, combustion, power and exhaust. Then it's called four-stroke engine. Coming to the two-stroke engine, with the two revolutions of two momentums of the piston or one revolution of the crankshaft, we are completing the entire operation in two-stroke spark ignition engine. Then the construction entirely different. This is called Clark engine. Generally, this one proposed three-port Clark engine. There is no valves. You can see this is exhaust port, this is inlet port, this is transfer port. What is the beauty of this two-stroke engine? Generally, in four-stroke engine, backside of piston, the crankshaft area. In the crankshaft area, what we are placing means lubrication system, crankcase. The oil sump is available in backside of the piston. So it is easy. Backside of the piston oil sump is available. So lubrication of system is taking place by the pressurized lubrication, splash lubrication, different types. But in two-stroke system, backside of the piston also using for the purpose of completion of these 5 operations. From the backside of the piston, this air fuel mixture will enter into the top side of the piston through the transfer port. So this have 3 ports. There is no valves. One is transfer port, one is exhaust port, second one is inlet port. These ports closing and opening will takes place by the movement of the piston. There is no separate valves. So mechanism is simple. There is no valve mechanism. There is no camshaft requirement. Why? Because this all ports opening and closing will takes place by the movement of the piston. So one movement of the piston from TDC to BDC, second movement of the piston from BDC to TDC, our entire 5 process will complete. Intake will complete, compression will complete, exhaust will complete, power will complete, combustion will complete. Entire 5 process will complete. You can see now we again compare the first schematic views. It is easy for you. Here backside of the piston, the combustion phenomena is not taking place. Backside of piston crankcase is there. Crankcase contains oil sump. So lubrication, entire lubrication will take place by four-stroke, maybe pressurized system or splash system, splash and pressurized system are different. Dry sump system also is there in the four-stroke. So lubrication is easy, separate system is there. But coming to the two-stroke engine, you see the two-stroke engine was first invented by Dougal Clark 1878, patented 1889 by Joseph and Day and Son and Bath. So this is separate. This is not proposed by Otto. Otto proposed cycle and four-stroke engine is proposed by Nicholas Otto, but two-stroke engine proposed by Clark. That's why Otto cycle, I think 1876 four-stroke Otto cycle is there. 1878 two-stroke Otto cycle is came. Same cycle is same, 5 operations are different, same constant volume heat addition only and constant volume heat rejection only. Suction, intake, compression, combustion, exhaust also same. So how it is taking place in two movement? So first crankcase to the cylinder, the first stroke, crankcase to the cylinder mixture transfer. Suppose piston is moving from TDC to BDC. After combustion, here combustion by the spark, combustion will take place. Because of the combustion, expansion will come into the picture, the creation of the maximum temperature and maximum pressure. expansion stroke will initiate. While expansion, piston while moving may be 70% of rotation or 80%, 60% of rotation. First it will open the exhaust port. So entire suction, entire expansion is not completed. In between the expansion itself, exhaust port is open. So automatically the exhaust stroke is started. Expansion and exhaust already started, and whatever the air fuel mixture available in the crankcase, that compression also is taking. In the crankcase backside of the piston, air fuel ratio already available through the inlet port already entered. This air fuel mixture is compressing. Here expanding is taking place. After before completing of the expansion, exhaust is opened. After movement of maybe 5 to 10 degrees of movement of the piston downward direction, this transfer port also opened. In transfer port, through the transfer port, already compressed air fuel mixture available in crankcase that will rush to enter into the cylinder area, combustion chamber area. While it is entering, what it will do? It will push the remaining exhaust gas for throwing out from the cylinder. It is called scavenging. Means removal of exhaust gas by the fresh charge. This is compressed fresh charge. Because of compressed fresh charge is high pressure, fresh charge is entering into the cylinder, the combustion chamber area. It is forcing remaining exhaust gas throwing out from the cylinder. So through the transfer port, whatever the charge is coming, then it is a scavenging operation also is taking place. So one movement of the piston from TDC to BDC, first exhaust valve is open, exhaust port, not valve. Port always covered by the piston only. Exhaust port is open, automatically exhaust is taking place, and back side of the piston compression is taking place. Further movement, expansion is continuation, power stroke continuously it is producing, and after opening the transfer port, remaining exhaust gas is scavenged, thrown out from the cylinder. So entire exhaust is completed. Suction also, suction of the air fuel mixture is completing. Okay, this is the first stroke, first operation. So next one, cylinder compression and crankcase suction. In the second operation, you see, while again piston is moved BDC condition, again it is moving to TDC condition, top dead center. Initially, first it will close the transfer port. It will close the transfer port. Then after further it will close the exhaust port. Once this transfer port, exhaust port is closed, compression will initiated. So compression of the air fuel mixture is taking place. So while further movement of the piston, inlet port is opened. Through the inlet port, air fuel mixture is entering in the crankcase, backside of the cylinder. So here intake is taking place and compression is taking place. Next, combustion and expansion. Further movement of the piston, it will reach the TDC. End of the TDC, spark plug will give the spark. Again combustion will take place. Then combustion, fuel will expand. Again TDC from piston will move from TDC to BDC. Then the air fuel expansion will take place. Before reaching the BDC, first exhaust port open. The entire exhaust gas ready to escape through the exhaust port. And further movement to backward, again transfer port will open. The compressed air fuel mixture enter into the cylinder combustion chamber area, and first it will scavenge the exhaust gas, remaining existed exhaust gas, and piston will reach the BDC condition. Again that is one stroke. Again piston is moving from BDC to TDC. First it will close the transfer port, next it will close the exhaust port. Further movement, compression of the air fuel mixture will take place. While piston is moving TDC, again combustion will take place. Again expansion is coming. So the 5 process, by using the transfer port, one more semi compression area, we are completing the entire 5 operation in 2 stroke, 2 movement of the piston. From one movement is TDC to BDC, TDC to BDC, expansion, exhaust, and intake of the compressed fuel inside the cylinder. Second one, compression. Next, intake of the air fuel mixture to the crankcase, and third, combustion will take place. Okay. So this is the two-stroke spark ignition engine. Okay. So two movements of the piston from TDC to BDC and BDC to TDC, we are completing 5 operations by using 3 ports, no valves. There is no valve mechanism. So simple in design. The operation maintenance cost is very low compared to 4-stroke engine. But you can see where we will give the lubrication. So lubrication is a major task in 2-stroke engine. So in 2-stroke engine, at present also available some Lunas or something. Small TVS mopeds, Lunas are available. Lunas, where they are giving 2-stroke, where they are giving lubrication when they are going petrol bunk. With petrol, some 2T oil, 100 ml 2T oil per liter, like that they are mixing the lubricant with the fuel. Why? Because there is no separate lubrication sump. Because of that, what are the drawbacks? Okay, that is good. Suction is taking place. So there is no lubrication sump, lubrication already with the fuel. So with the fuel lubrication we are giving means combustion of the lubrication is taking place. So unwanted hydrocarbons are producing in exhaust because of with the fuel we are giving lubrication. In the 4-stroke, separate splash the lubricant in the cylinder walls. While piston is moving, first oil ring will clean the lubricant, then compression rings is coming to the picture. So there is the lubricant is not involving in combustion phenomena in 4-stroke engine. Coming to the 2-stroke, there is no separate sump. So automatically with fuel lubricant is entering. So automatically it is unwanted hydrocarbons is coming. That is one drawback. But advantage, it is producing every revolution of the crankshaft. It is producing the power. So smooth operation of the engine will take place. Smooth operation of the engine is taking place. That is good. And second one, compared to same size, double the power is producing 2-stroke theoretically compared to 4-stroke. Why? Because same size of engine, there 2 revolution of the crankshaft, 1 power stroke. Here 1 revolution of the crankshaft, 1 power stroke. For that purpose, flywheel size of the flywheel is reduced. There for 1 dummy revolution is there. For that 1 dummy revolution, we want to supply more energy. That's why size of the flywheel is high in 4-stroke engine. Here low. But you see, in scavenging operation, while compressed air fuel is entering inside the cylinder, it is throwing the exhaust outside the cylinder. At that time, the poor scavenging, in the poor scavenging condition, some of the air fuel mixture also will escape from the exhaust port. So before complete combustion, air fuel mixture is some of the air fuel mixture is exhausted through the exhausted port. If poor scavenging is there, that is the one drawback. Means the exhaust gas particulate matter is increasing, carbon monoxide is increasing, and here also you see without before complete expansion, in between itself exhaust port is opened. So some of the combusted fuel, maybe carbon monoxide, some of the particulate matter may be escape from the exhaust. So pollution point of view, 2-stroke pollution is high compared to 4-stroke. 4-stroke entire expansion stroke is there, 180 degrees of rotation of the crankshaft. Entire expansion will take place, but here in between itself exhaust port is opened. And poor lubrication also. Suppose if power is required, then only we are giving good acceleration. The general condition, if I am coming in downside, hill downstate, in downside I am moving means I am not giving acceleration, but piston is moving inside the cylinder, but there is no lubrication. Why? Because I am not supplying air fuel mixture. If I am not supplied air fuel mixture means lubrication also not coming. At that time engine may seize. Due to the poor lubrication, engine may seize best power, least maintenance, less luxury items, so cost of the engine also low, but pollution point of view it is high polluted engine. That's why at present two-stroke engines we are not using according to norms. Maybe one or two cases maybe we are using two-stroke petrol engine. 99% two-stroke petrol engines are banned. So this is the operation. These are the advantages and disadvantages of two-stroke petrol engine. Okay, is clear? Now the explanation you can see: three operation: crankcase to cylinder mixer, cylinder compression to crankcase section, and cylinder combustion to crankcase compression. Now this is the explanation of two-stroke petrol engine, four-stroke petrol engine. Then what are the differences between two-stroke petrol engine and four-stroke petrol engine? In end examination generally you may get explain four-stroke petrol engine with a schematic diagram, or explain two-stroke petrol engine with a schematic diagram, or write the difference between two-stroke and four-stroke cycle petrol engine or diesel engine. So difference between two-stroke and four-stroke. First, you can write differences like that, one column for four stroke and one column for two stroke. While I am explaining, you can write yourself, because everything I am giving in the material itself means like it is a spoon feeding, like structure is coming. So your own words, while my explanation you write yourself, then everything will you can recall yourself, because in your own hands, own vocabulary you are writing means it is good. That's why I am not given that comparison table, just explanation I am doing. So first difference, what is the first difference? Anytime difference, write the difference means represent the schematic diagram first. In a four stroke, four operation and structure. In a two stroke engine, ports only, transfer port, exhaust port, inlet port only. Piston is covering the ports, their valves, ports are covered by the valves, piston arrangement. So first schematic comparison you do, then it is give good impression of examiner about you. It will get good impression about you. Second point, the two-stroke engine completes one cycle every revolution of the crankshaft. Two-stroke means two movement of the piston, 180, 180, 360. So one every revolution you will get the power stroke. But four-stroke engine, it will take two revolution of the crankshaft. Why? Because four movement of the piston is required. Two revolution. This is the drawback. So first difference, it will complete the power stroke in one revolution. Every revolution it will produce power stroke. It is not every two revolution it is producing the power stroke. And same size of engine. Theoretically, two-stroke engine is producing double the power. Why? Because every revolution it is producing the power, double the power. For same power output, size of the engine, two-stroke is very less compared to four-stroke. In that language also we can write. For the same capacity of the engine, two-stroke engine required small capacity of the engine, small size of the engine compared to four-stroke. Four-stroke engine, double the size of the engine is required for the same capacity. Third one, scavenge. In two-stroke engine, there is no separate exhaust and inlet. Through the transfer port, air fuel ratio is entering into the cylinder. At that time, exhaust also is taking place. If poor scavenging is there, means the loss of fuel, air fuel mixture is takes place in two-stroke engine. But coming to the four-stroke engine, there is no issue. Why? Because one complete stroke is dedicated for intake, one complete stroke it is dedicated for exhaust. So complete stroke dedicated for intake and completed stroke dedicated for exhaust. So there is no the problem will not occur in four stroke, but two stroke we will get that problem. Next, so Running of the engine. Two-stroke engine will run smoothly. Why? Because there is no every revolution power stroke is there. So every revolution of the crankshaft power is producing. So engine will run smoothly. But four-stroke engine is not running that much of smooth. Vibration of the engine will occur because every two revolution it is producing the power. If multi-cylinder engine four-stroke is good, but single-cylinder engine four-stroke engine will produce more vibration. You can visualize in two-wheelers and four-wheelers. Two-wheeler petrol engine somewhat vibration will we will notice that vibration of the engine. Why? Because every two revolution one power stroke. If multi-cylinder means every revolution you will get one power. Two powers also you can produce if multi-cylinder engine. That's why single cylinder you can notice that one. Two-stroke engine will run smoothly. Four-stroke engine will run somewhat and separate four-stroke engine, separate designs, separate luxury, separate exhaust valves, inlet valve, cooling system, lubrication system. Separate systems are required. But two-stroke is simple device design. There is no valves, only ports covered by the piston movement. If I mentioned poor scavenging through the transfer port, fresh air fuel mixture is coming. That is air fuel mixture throwing the combusted gas through the in the cylinder. At that time, if that is called scavenge. If poor scavenging is there, fresh mixture also will escape from the exhaust gas. So loss of the power will takes place and it will create power output of the engine will reduce. Due to the far less maintenance two-stroke engine, I already mentioned, but because four-stroke engine so many luxury parts, lubrication is the major headache in two-stroke. Four-stroke engine, perfect lubrication we can maintain, but two-stroke engine lubrication through the fuel it is entering. So if engine while we are running the engine, it is producing power, no problem. At downhill conditions like the special conditions, we are not running the engine but piston is moving. We are not supplying air fuel mixture to the engine but piston is moving. At that time it will create high temperature due to the friction welding of the piston and cylinder will take place. That is the only one drawback lubrication point of view. But four-stroke engines lubrication is very good. And cost point of view, two-stroke engine very cheap compared to four-stroke. Less components are there in two-stroke. Only ports and piston, head, spark plug. That's all. So less maintenance, less parts are available. That's why cost is less two-stroke. And maintenance cost of two-stroke also less. Investment cost of four-stroke and maintenance of the four-stroke engine is high. So these are the difference. What are the differences I explained? You write yourself as a table form. First difference, second difference, third difference. Like that at least 10 to 14. 14 marks question. They will ask maybe 7 marks question. At least you write 10 to 14. Then you will get the full marks. The basic difference of two-stroke and four-stroke. These are the main points. I think today's class we discussed thoroughly about what is four-stroke of petrol engine, what is two-stroke of petrol engine. In four-stroke of petrol engine, for completion of suction, compression, combustion, expansion, exhaust, these 5 operations, it will take 4 movement of the piston from two dead center, in between two dead center or 2 revolution of the crankshaft is taking, then it is called four-stroke petrol engine. If these 5 operations is completing 1 revolution of the crankshaft or 2 movement of the piston it is taking place, then it is called two-stroke engine. First we discussed petrol engine, two-stroke spark ignition engine, four-stroke spark ignition engine. Generally two-stroke spark ignition engine is called Clerk engine. It is operated on auto cycle only. Clerk developed after 2 years of development of four-stroke engine. He developed in 1978, not 1878. 76 four-stroke engine came. Nicholas Otto proposed. So both are operating on same cycle, but that strokes are completing 1 revolution of the crankshaft is called two-stroke. 2 revolution of the crankshaft is called 4-stroke. Major differences we discussed is a cheap cost, low maintenance, but lubrication issue is there 2-stroke. But a small size engine will produce maximum power half the size of engine 4-stroke engine. 2-stroke engine with the half size of 4-stroke it will produce same power. These all are the differences. So in the examination, you may get three types of questions. One is explain the 4-stroke engine, petrol engine, explain the 2-stroke petrol engine, or explain difference between 2-stroke and 4-stroke. I think with this explanation, I am concluding today's lecture. Tomorrow we will discuss about 4-stroke diesel engine, 2-stroke diesel engine, and difference between petrol and diesel. Now we discuss difference between 2-stroke and 4-stroke. Next class we discuss difference between petrol and diesel engine. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.